To Mali now, some religious leaders are calling for authorities to monitor preaching in mosques. They fear youths are being recruited to fight for jihadist groups. Well, the United Nations Security Council is meeting on Mali today. Let's get you more on that story now from CCTV's Liling joining us live from New York. Liling, what can we expect out of this meeting on Mali?
Well, so far we've heard from the head of the UN mission in Mali, MINUSMA. He is Mohamed Saleh Anadif, and he underscored the lack of progress in implementing the peace agreement, saying that both signatories to that deal as well as the international mediation team have both been dissatisfied with the lack of progress in implementing the terms of that peace deal. Now, we know that peace agreement was signed and adopted a year ago, agreed to between the government of Mali and Tuareg rebels, but there has been little progress. And the concern now is the slow progress in the light of the quickly deteriorating security situation in Mali could threaten and then unravel the peace process. As the mission's mandate is due for renewal at the end of this month, the chief of the UN mission, MINUSMA, is asking the Security Council to ramp up support and to give his peacekeepers the necessary means to do their work, to carry out their mandate moving forward. And this includes equipping them more efficiently to deal with the escalating security threats. We also heard from Malian Prime Minister Modibo Keïta, who was here to address the Security Council as well. And he said that the implementation of the peace deal must move forward, and he called as well on parties to that deal to increase their level of commitment and their efforts to make this happen. He also asked the Security Council to beef up its presence, its mission's presence there, as well as also, interestingly enough, asking the Security Council to consider slapping sanctions on those who disrupt or threaten the peace process.
Well, there have been several attacks, Liling, on the UN peacekeeping mission in the country. Just how worried are troop contributing countries about the situation on the ground?
Very worried. Now, the Mali mission has become the most dangerous mission where UN personnel are deployed. It is also one of the largest, and we've seen these kind of attacks happening recently, especially in recent weeks, attacks in which UN personnel have been specifically targeted. So those troop contributing countries are, of course, very concerned. Now, so far, the mission has suffered about 100 casualties since it was set up in 2013, 3 years ago. Among some of the recent attacks was one in which a Chinese peacekeeper was killed and several others injured in a mortar attack earlier this month. So China is among numerous countries that are worried about the safety and security of their personnel deployed. Now, this mission in Mali has people from some 48 countries. We talked about China, but also from Mali's own neighbors, Burkina Faso, as well as Niger, but also as far away as Bangladesh, Nepal, and Netherlands, and they all share concerns about the safety and security of their people deployed. Now, Prime Minister Keïta also stressed about how the UN's blue helmets are the favorite targets of terrorists, and he's welcomed the proposed increase of UN troops as long as there's collaboration between the government and the military. As we know, Secretary General Ban Ki-moon wants to ramp up the contingent in Mali by adding about 2,500 more peacekeepers or more personnel, bringing the total number to slightly more than 13,000. And we'll know at the end of the month whether this will happen once the Security Council renews the mandate for MINUSMA.
All right, Liling Tan, live for us there in New York. Many thanks, Liling.